So, where we left off last time is we had graph 3. And so your graph 3, I'm sure that based on video number 2, you figured out how to put your title on, your axis labels, and so now you have all these data points. And as you can see, we have overall a pretty linear trend. So what we need to do is add error bars. Here's how you can do that. So we'll start off by selecting all of our data. And actually, because I know I need to, so in this one, what we're going to do is look at two different ways to do the error bars. The first is that if you look at the y-axis, it's a 5% error. So that makes it standard for everything, so that'll be easy to add. The problem with the x error bars is you can see the uncertainty varies. So on my data table, I need to plug in this error for these error bars. So in order to do that, I'm going to actually move this out of the way because in this next step I need to be able to select these, and if my graph is covering it, it's going to get in the way. So to do that, I click on all of my data points so they're all selected, and let me just see. I'm first going to do add trend line. So I went under chart, add trend line. I did linear, which is nice. And if you want to show the equation on the chart, you can, but really at this point, you need to do max and min, so it's not really going to be helpful because that's not going to be the correct equation. So I'm not actually going to click this, but if you wanted to, you could do that. So I just hit OK. And then I click again on one of the data points so that they all highlight, and I do that right click or oops, did not work. Go and right click. Oops, need to get one that's all by itself here. There we go. So I did a right click so that they're all highlighted. And again, for those of you who are Macs, if this was a 2-finger click on the mouse pad, or you can do the command click, I think, or the option or control click, I don't know. Try one of those and it should work. So for this, what I'd like to do is click on Format Data Series. So you can see this adds the error bar option. So I went over here to this menu and did error bars. We're going to start with the Y because the Y error bars were easier. I'm going to show the error bars with the little caps on the end. And these are plus or minus 5%. And so that was already there, so that works out really nice. So I did 5%. I want both plus minus, and I like the little caps because that helps you draw your error boxes a lot easier. So now the Y ones are taken care of. The X ones are a little tricky because they're all different. If it was the same, so I'm going to click on both because I want plus minus. I'm going to click on the caps because I like those. If it was the same, you could give a fixed value, you could do a percentage, you can do standard deviation, but in this case they're all custom. So I click on custom, and then I click on specify value. What this does is it comes up with this chart that says what values do you want for the positive error bars, what values do you want for the negative. The easiest way to do this is to click on this icon over here, and notice that's highlighted. If you want, you can just click delete to get rid of that. And I want all of these values for my positive error. So I'm going to click, hold down my mouse, oops, click, hold down my mouse, and go to that. And so I know some people in class were having some errors with this because it would show up twice, because for some reason it looks like you have to like click on this and then again. Just look to see that you're going from, in this case I wanted to go from I3 to I9. And this is column I, cell 3, all the way down to I9. So I did that just like I wanted to. So I click that again, and then I do the same thing for the negative error bars. Click here, hold it, drag it, And you can see again, I went from I3 to I9. So when I go back to this, I have my positive error bars, my negative error bars are the same, and then I just click OK. And you can see my chart updated automatically, and we're all good. So there you have it. I can move this over to here, and I have this very nice chart. And so it has all my positive and negative error bars. So what you can do is then for your lab is you can draw in your values here, and you can create your error boxes and do your max gradient from this upper corner down to this lower corner, and your minimum gradient from this upper corner all the way over to this lower corner. And you can do the values for this because you know what this point is, and you know it's plus minus value in your chart for the x, and its plus minus value here in the y is 5%. So you can show all your work on your DCP portion of your IA and get that all done. There is a way where you can do this on Excel, but it's actually kind of time consuming and you have to manually put in these points anyway. So if you want to do a search, you can do that, but basically you have to figure out how to put the points in. You add these over somewhere off on the side of your data table, and then with your chart here, you have to go and click Add Data because you're adding some extra data to your graph. So I'll leave that to you if you want to figure that out. But this is just a nice way to get your error bars all done. And also, if you want to print this all off as a full page, the way you can do that on Macs is once it's selected here, you can do Edit, Copy, and then you can go over to your Applications, open up Preview, oh, there's Preview, and then you go File. It's taking a while. Oh no, the spinning ball of death. So you go New from Clipboard, and then it opens it up. You can print it, and again, just make sure that you're in the correct orientation. So this orientation looks fine, so that works out well. So there's how you can print your graph. Okay, I hope that worked well, and oops. Anyway, I hope that worked well, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.